I'm Bleeding Critic. Here's an opportunity for new and existing horror talent. It's not about a competition. There's no fees. There's no self-congratulating judges. Submit your short horror film to me and I'll film a special introduction. Then your film will join all the other short horror films on my interactive site. Your work will get the attention it deserves. This is the second Australian film I've reviewed in a row, so make sure you watch my spoiler-free video review for Hounds of Love. There's 3 Australian horror films. They've all got that familiar isolated location theme going on. The 2 Wolf Creek films and Blood Hunt. I really enjoyed Blood Hunt, and to be honest, I do love the in the middle of nowhere setup, but it's enough now. Come on, Australian horror film talent. Come up with a story idea that's clever and a little more creative. And they have. Killing Ground has certainly brought something different to the table. It's clever, traumatic and beautifully directed. It's a predictable ride, but this time the familiar has had a savage makeover. There's just 2 moments that should have pushed out the nasty a bit more, so I would have been more uncomfortable. But to be fair, Killing Ground is miles away from the usual well-behaved companies that churn out Pepsi Light horror. There's no standout actor in this work because everyone is well cast and brilliant. No bad performances, which is remarkable and not that surprising coming from Australia. It's balanced that many horror films have strong, don't mess with me characters that are women. However, there's a man in this film whose character is spineless, which was distracting. His decisions needed a bit of tweaking, but that's just down to the writing and not the actor. The music throughout this ordeal sets the tone so well, and it's actually the best film score I've heard in a long time. It's that good and seriously completes this film. Killing Ground includes moments and ideas that other directors would not have the nerve to do. Add that truth to the horror mix of films I've watched, and it makes Killing Ground one of the best horror films I've seen this year. If Australia continues distributing films like Killing Ground, then their tourist industry is gonna suffer. If you get a chance to see Killing Ground, add your own score out of 5 stars. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel, my website, Instagram, and follow me on Twitter. Moving on now. The following 53-second trailer explains how you can be heard and actually seen on my interactive horror website. Horror therapy is when you talk about a moment from your real life that scared, terrified or disturbed you. Do you regret playing around in that cemetery when you were a teenager? And do you feel vulnerable when you think about that nightmare you had?
Your horror therapy session.
You want a true story, and I have a true story.
It was the most terrifying thing I had ever in my entire life felt.
I started getting the chills really, really bad. I was done. I just wanted to leave.
Send your horror therapy session film to bleedingcritic@live.com.